Hi guys, welcome to the 12th Q&A Facebook Live with Totally Speedway. I'm the publisher and editor, Daniel Powell. Thanks once again for tuning in. We had 2 cracks to do it last week, but it didn't work due to us exceeding Facebook's limit by 2 minutes. So Facebook has now been made a rule that they will not allow you to do live video for more than an hour. So once it goes an hour, it will go live, but once you go to publish it, it will no longer be active. So thanks once again for everyone tuning in. A couple of the regulars, Reg Corbett, Benny Griffin, Mick Lewis, thanks guys. Andrew Firth, thanks for tuning in. Congratulations on your win last Saturday night, Andrew. Certainly done well. Late model racer from Queensland, Brett Watson, thanks. I'm just going to share it on my social media channels. But guys, in order to get as much reach as we can, as much viewers, please like, comment, share. This is all for you guys, and I'm really enjoying it. Last night we had a really successful phone interview with Glenn Beaton, who's one of the leading crew chiefs in sprint car racing here in Australia and in the world. So yeah, that interview went really well. I spoke to Glenn for just under an hour, and yeah, it was interesting to hear about all of his V8 supercar and road racing experience, where he's good friends with Jamie Whincup. And that's certainly a good lead up heading into this weekend's Bathurst 1000. So yeah, with that, so I'm just going to share it on my personal social media channel. Just bear with me. Throw away all your questions. Throw them my way. I'll do my best to answer them. It can be anything Speedway related. The season's just got underway. I'm just sharing that now. Okay, so just bear with me. I will be with you. The joys of live video. Throw all your questions my way. Well, what about the performance? Like I've touched on this in the weekend review, which I did on Sunday morning, but the performance of Grant Anderson, who came from position 20 to dominate the Brian Healy Memorial. So yeah, with that. That was real, Brian Healy Cup. So it was awesome. Thanks Tony Blanche for tuning in. Good luck for this season in the MP Nationals. You raced on Saturday night. I think you ran second at Grafton. Joshua Rose, good luck for your season in the voucher modifieds. Thanks Jamie O'Neill from Tasmania for tuning in again. Get back behind that wheel. You can go save your pennies now, and you can get the sprint. Get back into that sprint car of yours. So. Just checking to make sure it's all tuned. And remember, we're just going to be going for an hour. If I do anything more than an hour, I'm going to be cut off by Facebook. So we had 2 attempts last week to do that. But yeah, live and learn. It was just recently introduced. So thanks Bianca Reeves for tuning in. So Dale Riley Jr. from Queensland. Andrew First made a comment. Hi Daniel, kids love the posters. That's awesome. So Andrew commissioned myself through Redline Media to design up some posters for the season ahead, and it's a great way to have something to give to fans, something to promote sponsors. Because I remember as a kid getting posters. I used to run around to every team in the pits, regardless of what class that they ran, and ask for drivers for posters and get them to autograph it. So yeah, Andrew, I'm glad that the kids loved it, and yeah, for that. So thanks, Kim Jury, Super Sedan racer, for tuning in. Quentin Tanner, former sprint car racer, now returning to super rods. Good luck, Quentin, for that, and hopefully you do well. Nigel Harper from Scorpion Racewear, spoke to him this morning. He's doing some great things, promoting a lot of young talent, both here and in New Zealand. So thanks, Nigel, for tuning in. Brendan Wakeman, the current RSA Queensland #1. Hayden Smith. So throw your questions my way. We've been going for 4 minutes now. But yeah, there's plenty going on around the world, but one of the biggest things to come out last weekend was James McFadden. He ended up winning his maiden World of Outlaws. So yeah, so we've got some questions coming in. Craig Sharp asking, bring on World Series. So good to see 15 teams back on the World Series trail, and go David Murcott. Craig, that's the latest driver that was announced earlier this afternoon was the General Jack Lee. So he's out of country Victoria, he's down there in the southwest, he's out of Terrain. He was announced as the 7th World Series contracted driver. There's still plenty to come. I read the release that, yes, it's about 15 teams, so we'll wait and see who's coming out there. James McFadden still hasn't been confirmed. Nick Sala from Sydney is a youngster. He's rumoured to be getting a contract. David Murcott hasn't officially been confirmed, but he's as good as there with that. 15 teams. So after Jack Lee's announcement, so now we've got 7 contracted drivers. They include Lachie McHugh from Queensland, so another plenty of youngsters coming through. It's a teenager who ended up winning a World Series round last year. We've got Brad Keller from South Australia, so he's a former World Series winner, podium finisher, and for him to go on the road full time is going to be interesting to see if he can consistently run up the front, but that's what World Series is about, that's what it teaches you. We've got Darren Molyneux from Queensland, Darren Molyneux from Victoria, Jay O'Keefe from Victoria as well. So that makes up your whole field, or the announcements of drivers. And Kevin Tippman from Queensland, so got them. So that makes up the 7 contractors. Still, there's plenty of drivers to be announced, but it's really exciting for World Series to be making all these announcements. I know everyone's excited about it, and and it all comes down to these announcements have to be confirmed, contracts signed before they are announced. We can have a lot of hearsay, but at the end of the day, with that. So, I've got another question. Hi, Nigel. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Tina. Brian Rollins. Any ideas if Michael Pickens from New Zealand will be racing anytime over here this season? Not 100% sure. He did last year. Last year he came out and ran the speed car, but he also dabbled running for Sid Moore in the sprint cars. So it was really, Pickens done really well for someone that hadn't driven a sprint car. I think he drove it once at Valvoline Raceway, but he drove that car really well, put it running towards the front, finishing in the top 10. So to make his debut at one of the toughest raceways in the country, let alone the world, and finishing in the top 10, so he done really well there. So, so we've got here. So Brian, hopefully that answers your questions. That'll be announced shortly. Usually with these deals with Pickens, he's confirming what he's doing in New Zealand first, then he works around that whenever the opportunities come here. Brendan Wakeman, RSA Street Stock Racer. Hey Dan, have you heard much about the new track prep change going on at Valvoline Raceway? Seems to be a bit of a change for the support divisions. Brendan, not 100% sure about that. I know that they've changed the format. The track was really dusty on Saturday nights, but with the heats and that, I'm no track prep expert, but I'm sure they're doing their best. You got Cameron, who used to race sprint cars, and he's doing his best out there with the team, what's behind him. So this weekend you've got late models, wingless, MK Nationals, and street stocks. So they're going to be coming out for that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the track prep this weekend. So I'm sure it's going to get better. It's tough. It's early at the start of the season, and they've made a number of changes to the track. So the infield, there's some tyres out there that a lot of congester, and people weren't too happy about the tyres that are on the infield now at Valvoline Race. So there's a number of incidents. Young Marcus Dumsney was out in hot laps, and he was all wiped out there, and his front end was wiped out after hitting the tyres. But Chris McInnery, I think that's how you say his name, from Young in the Riverina of New South Wales, he crashed spectacularly in the sea main after hitting the tyre walls there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It's early days in the season. I'm sure they're doing their best, and you just have to wait and see. It's tough with Speedway, tough with the heat, dirt, clay, all those sort of things, all those elements that come into it. So I'm doing their best. I'm sure they're doing their best. So hopefully that answers your question, Brendan. Good luck for the rest of the season. You've certainly had a great start to the season. Winning the inaugural Queensland RSA Street Soccer titles. So I've got Mick Lyserv. Mick, one of the regular ones. So with that, Mick, I hope a few South Australian people get behind Murray Bridge this weekend. Car count looks okay. So Mick, Murray Bridge had their season opener last weekend. That was just a low-key club show. So you had Win the Springs, Formula 500, Street Stocks, all those sort of classes. There's a strong count there. We've got the opening round of the Ultimate Sprint Car Championship for South Australia, and that's going to be led by defending champion Luke Dillon. So, we're going to be getting into that and, doing that. So the sprint car's good field. We've got Sean Dobson making his debut with the David Dixon Victoria number 3 car. So he's going to be doing that on Saturday night. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there and how he performs. So certainly a strong field, a strong car count. We've also got this Saturday night Archie Field's back on, so there's going to be some more races there as well. So, for the sprint car. So plenty going on now. This is just the start of it, so it's really exciting. And there was something that I was mentioning when I got to the track last Saturday night. I was really excited about. I felt like it was Christmas sort of thing, where you would go there and, you're just seeing everyone, a lot of people that you haven't seen for months on end because it's the off-season. So all the new cars, it was really exciting, and it felt like Christmas to me. And I felt like saying Merry Christmas to people, but it should be Merry Season or something along those lines. So, so that was, so it was really cool and really exciting. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that share those views as well. So I've got a question here from Reg Corbett. He's the car owner of the Patriot Motorsport team. I have a question. The King of the Mountain is coming up on November 18 at Ballarat for the Street Up. Who is the top 5? Reg, it's a tough one. It's one of those popular events. I remember chatting to Brad McClure. He rates that as one of his favourite events and one of his most highlights when he actually won that. So it's a different format where it's two twin feature races, I think, and they run the opposite way. So different with that, where Brad McClure came from the back. So Brad would be top 5. Mark Jennings, if he gets his car there, I understand your former driver. He's bringing out his own car, so he'll be up there. Anthony Bear, of course. Who could forget this 2016 Australian title there for the street stocks between Bear and McClure. So those two will run at the front. Jennings, your car, Reg, will be right up there, the Patriot team, so that'll be amongst it. You have guys like Jason Golding, Mark Jennings, Reece Heinrich, the current Australian champion. So no doubt those guys and a lot of others that will be up the front to run in. So, we've got that. And thanks once again. We've got Darren Salmon, the rookie sprint car driver. So it was great to meet Darren last weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Vicky Boguski, the mother of Scott Boguski. So, and your boys are doing really well over there, flying the flag and chasing a dream. Vicky, so you should be very proud of what Scott's doing out there. And certainly it's not an easy road. A lot of people have travelled it, but he's going over there and with the support of his family and that. So it's awesome to see, and I wish him all the best. So, Tony Powell, there's more base track creator and photographer. So thanks, Tony, for your support and tuning in. I've got Nigel Harper here. Who do you believe is an up-and-coming driver? Nigel, where do you start? There's so much talent spread across different classes. It's just an exciting time. It's hard to pinpoint one particular up-and-coming driver. Like, they're getting younger. These kids are getting faster. Just looking at sprint cars, but you've got legend cars. You've got a lot of youngsters. You've got Nathan Camilleri, you've got Liam Heaton, and all those guys that battled at the front. You've got Hayden Pascoe kicking butt in the legend cars over there. And as Glenn Mitchell, and you've got Glenn Arnold, of course, but you've got, as Glenn Mitchell, one of the veterans of the legend car class, he goes, these kids have just got no fear. Like, you think you're going half all right, but the next thing you know, and you think you're going higher, then these kids are just flying around you. So the choice of you, we've got plenty. We've got Cody Brown. So, Caden, sorry, not Cody Brown's their former Australian late model and Super Sedan champion. But we've got, you've got Caden Brown, sorry, got that mixed up there. The joys of life, internet, TV, whatever you want to call it. Yes, there's so much young talent. You've got talent in Western Australia. You've got Caden Manders over in WA. You've got Michael Keane over there in the 360 sprint car. So these kids are doing phenomenal things, and they're with more experience. It's scary because Speedway rewards experience regardless of what's going on. You've got young guys in the V8 modified. You've got Joshua Rose who's tuning in. I'll answer your question in a minute, Josh. We've got Dale and Chris Corbett. Chris Corbett finished on the podium in the V8 Modified Australian title. So it's Kevin Britton. He's still considered young, but you consider him as a veteran because he's raced so much. And we've got Lockie McHugh in the sprint cars. We've got all these young. It's just an exciting time. It's hard to pinpoint. I think the guys that I've mentioned there are going to be future stars. Like, it's hard to believe that James McFadden and Jamie Veal are both in their mid to late 20s, but it only seems like yesterday when a fresh-faced Jamie Veal and James McFadden were making their debuts. So, yeah, so it was really exciting to see the talent come through, and and it's just a great sport. And the fact that one of my gripes, I'm feeling happy. I am happy, but one of my gripes with this sport, I've got all the competition, and I was having a chat with Central Coast on the New South Wales-based sprint car racer, Alex Orr, and I said to him on Saturday night, I said, well, this sport is moving forward when it comes to the youngsters. So the young talent, the equipment is really pushing forward. The equipment across the board, regardless of what class you're in, there's levels of professionalism across all classes, but the sport is not moving forward behind the scenes. It's getting there, but it's still stuck in the dark ages and promoting like it's 1990. Like, we've got to get out of that. We've got to keep pushing. We've got a number of tracks that are doing a lot of great things, but then you've got some ones you just shake your head. And it's not about mocking them. I'm not going to point anyone out. It's all about keeping positive, but we've just got to educate them more, and that's what the younger brigade have got to do. So, and I'm really passionate about that. We need to do that. So, yeah, Nigel, hopefully that answers your question. Joshua Rose here. We've got heaps of engagement tonight. Thanks, everyone, for tuning. This is really great, and that it's growing momentum. Now, Joshua Rose, hey, mate, do you know if Valvoline would be keen to have a meeting of V8 modifieds in the next few seasons? Definitely, Josh. Yeah, it'd be cool to see you down there. But on the practice before, a fortnight ago, they had open practice at Valvoline Racing. There was 3 V8 modifieds. There was David and Trevor Blanche. There was Matt Ferry. David and Trevor come from the Newcastle area. Matt Ferry, Sydney-based, probably the lone active Sydney-based V8 modified races around. It's like 20 odd years since we had a regular car count for the V8 modified. So I think it sounds good, but a lot more work has to go on with the V8 modifieds, because the Sydney scene pretty much within, from the late 90s, it started going down south, and there was no cars in Sydney anymore. So the promoters of Valvoline Raceway back then were like, well, okay, if you can't turn up with the numbers, then you can't race. And the Newcastle scene, a lot of them, you've still got a couple. You've got the Blanches and you've got Scott Cannon, but they've really dropped off as well. A lot of drivers have either retired or gone to other divisions. I guess the only hope, and I've said this before, Josh, in regards to Valvoline Raceway getting V8 modified, it would have to be a New South Wales title or an Australian title. I don't think the Australian title, because the track, I don't think, would justify being able to pay what it costs to run an Australian title. So a New South Wales title, a round of the 5-star dirt series. So I can see that happening. And hopefully in the new season, we've got a new dirt modified Australia board. So they're really pushing that to make that happen, but we'll wait and see. So, so hopefully that gets down there, and hopefully if it is announced, you boys from up there in Grafton and Lismore area really come down and support, and as well as the Queensland, because it'd be really exciting to have a field of 30 plus V8 modifieds, and the racing that would put it in, sort of thing with that. So hopefully, Josh, that answers your question. And no Nostradamus, but I'm sure that if continued promotion, the DMA, the Dirt Modifieds Australia, are a professional organisation, so hopefully that can go forward. So and become a reality. Robert Jordan, thanks for tuning in, Robert. Regular viewer, listener, whatever you want to call it. I'm really interested to see how Grant Anderson goes in the US in the next couple of weekends. He'll be racing against a big field. Robert, I'm really excited about it, and especially after last Saturday night, where he drove from position 20. He hadn't raced since April, didn't attend, but was able to come through on a tricky track, which is a testament to the track for drivers to be able to come from the rear. That shows that there was a lot of passing and the track was good. Going over to America as a whole, Ando's been over there before. He, like as a pit crew member, he went over there in 2007, I think it was, just to watch and just check out the American scene. In 2008, he went over there and pit crewed for the Roth Motorsport team with Shane Stewart, so he got on the road for about 3 months there. This will be his first time and racing in California. California, there's a lot of tracks that are similar to here in Australia, so I think that would be an advantage. And the Californian scene, it's tough over there. We've had Trevor Green go over there in the past, Todd Wanless, Clint Hoffmans. In recent years, we've had Sean Dobson, who ran over there, Toby Bowman, Michael Cunningham, so all those guys. So it's really tough over there, but the California, on the West Coast, there in California, there's a lot of familiar tracks. So hopefully that works in Ando's favour. But, regardless of if he's racing here or in the US, he's going to give 100%, and he's not going to die wondering. So, Ando should go well, but it's all about getting laps, and he's got a strong car, I believe, so the Maxwell Industries team. So, and he couldn't ask for better form starting the season, so his confidence will be high, and he's just got to, hopefully gel with the team, and then he can go forward. So, there's no doubt he's got the driver ability, but it all comes down to getting familiarised with the track, familiarised with the equipment that's around him. So it's very similar, like he's confident in the equipment. So, it'd be interesting to see, but I'll be tuning in over the next couple of weekends to, see how he goes. So, Robert, thanks once again for tuning in. It's much appreciated. Got Peter Granger, wingless sprint driver from Goulburn. We've got Felicity Roycroft, Craig Gearing, Tristan Kelly, Darren Walker, I saw Lisa's card, that Darren's Lisa Walker's dad, so a young throttle stomper in the 14 sprint cars. She's doing really well and got a great pedigree behind her in terms of results in dirt karts and in Formula 500s, and stepped into the sprint car last season and certainly didn't look out of place. And she released her car earlier this week and it looks fabulous. So we've got Brent Hall, VHM Modified Racing from Lismore. We've got Titan Racing Team boss Reeve Crack. Reeve, I'm going to get you in and we're going to do an interview. I remember you're quite a character. You call a spade, and it'd be interesting to see. We'll have a bit of a chat. I've listened to a couple of your interviews about your business and I really admire what you do, Reeve. And I've learned a lot from your interviews. So it'd be awesome for you to come in and we can talk sprint car racing. So, so Reeve, I'll contact you soon. But Anne Everleigh, Parker Everleigh, the win the sprint racer. So, Ben Griffin running here. It will happen one day, so he's saying that in regards to VHM Modifieds. Returning to Sydney's Valvoline race. Joshua Rose, thanks, mate. We'll be there in a heartbeat if it was one. So, Josh, if everyone comes with numbers, then we can do that. So, that's Scott Butler for tuning in. Ben Swanson, thanks, Ben. Rick Walden's got a question here. What's Brooke Tatnell doing this year, mate? Haven't heard anything. In terms of, Rick, we don't know. To be honest, I was chatting to a number of people on Saturday night about it, and there's not many options. There was a rumour, as I touched on the other week, in regards to running. Brooke was in negotiations with a prominent Victorian-based team that I might have mentioned earlier in this piece, but nothing fell through. It didn't turn out. So in terms of what Brooks doing, I can't see him teaming back up with the Steve Point Racing team because many people have said that. Steve's announced that Casey Kane might be coming back, so after 2 years of running the cars, so they might be doing that. So it'd be interesting. There's no announcement or anything. He might stay home, which would be a great shame because Brooks still got a lot to offer despite being let go from the Crookie Motorsport team and replaced by Jamie Veal. But Brooks still got a huge fan base, and it'd be a shame to not see him racing in some capacity here in Australia. So during the Christmas New Year period. So Brooke, hopefully, someone out there can give him a ride or he can earn a ride. I don't know how it works these days with Brooks. So in terms of he's paid and yeah, but I'm sure a driver of his calibre still got plenty to offer. So yeah, with that. So Rick, hopefully that answers you. It didn't really answer that question, but I'm not going to be I don't know what I don't know sort of thing. So John Watton saying Trevor who? Just in regards to Trevor going, yeah, he retired long ago. So yeah, who's he, John? So good to see you working with Danny Reedy this season, mate. So yeah, hopefully you guys can have some good results. So we've got here Blake Darcy. When are you going to get back into that wingless, Blake? Then we've got Clinton Hansey from Mod Lights. Well done, Clinton. You ended up, I think you won the feature at Gympie on the weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, so we've got Reg Corbett right here. Glenn Mitchell done us proud in the US, coming 5th in the NX Nationals for Legend Car. So proud of this man, a true driver. Yeah, Glenn done really well to run 5th in the NX National, which was won by our own Glenn Arnold. That was awesome. So Aussie pride there, the first Australian to do that. And yeah, Hayden Pascoe, Scott Keane. So we had 4 Australians there, the biggest car count for Australian drivers at this event. And it's really awesome to see, yeah, what's actually, been achieved there and the success of all the drivers. So, yeah, so we've got here, then we've got John Watton. He says here, Brooke in a Craft special. Yeah, there is a lot of connections there with Brooks. Brooke and the Craft family out of Sydney. So, yeah, hopefully that will be announced shortly. So, got there. But, yeah, keep the questions rolling in. We've got just over half an hour, with that. I'll just check my other page with that. So we've got a question here. Mick Lewis, any news on what's happening with the Speedway at Adelaide Motorsport Park this season? Mick, they did announce that, they're running a smaller schedule. They at the beginning of the season, they did say that they're going to be running the Australian 360 Sprint Car title, the Australian Late Model title, and the Australian Street Stock title. They ended up doing that where they cancelled running both the 360 Sprint Cars and the Late Model title. So, yeah, they got rid of, they wiped their hands clean of that. They're still going to be contended, as far as I know at this stage, the SSA Street Stock National title. So that's still going to be handled. And that'll be an event that will track, close to 100 drivers, you know what I mean? So it's in their best interest to run it there. But it's going to be run a very limited season. They've announced the owner with it. What's his name? Sorry, just had a mind blank there. So Steve Miller. Sorry, had a mind blank there. I'm like, Michael Miller, no, but that's not. No, it's Steve Miller. He announced that he's not going to be running any classes or events like World Series or anything like that. So, yeah, so hopefully it all works out. And, because Adelaide needs a track. We've got Murray Bridge, which is an hour or so down the road, but we definitely need Murray Bridge, and Adelaide Motorsport Park. I always know it as Speedway Park or Speedway City. So hopefully that can, sort itself out. So that's good. Dave Wilson, Bianca Gibbs. Thanks, Bianca, for tuning in. Joel Cooley. I met Joel outside. We caught an Uber back from the Speedway on Saturday night back into the city. So, it's great to meet Joel. He was here for the grand final down from Melbourne. So he certainly loves his Speedway. And thanks, Joel, for tuning in, mate. So we've got that. But, throw your questions my way. Can be anything Speedway related. Sorry, just engaging here with everyone. Just in regards to, Speedway, this is like Sydney's Valvoline Raceway that kicked off on Saturday night. If that's a taste of things to come, I'm sure they had their hiccups and not everyone was happy, but you can't please everyone. If you do try to do that, and then you're an idiot sort of thing. So we need to support Sydney's Valvoline Raceway, because without a track in Sydney, that would be a travesty. So, so we've got there. So we've got up there. Tim Gamble, thanks, Tim, for tuning in, and good luck for the season up in MK Nationals with that. And but in regards to the what we've been doing with these videos, so we're coming up to, this is the 12th Q&A that we've done. Last week's was a write-off. We tried to do that, but then Facebook deleted it twice. So yeah, so officially the 11th one is scrapped. So we've gone from the 10th. If you go to like the YouTube channel and all that, you're not going to see an 11th. Of course, the 11th went up to heaven twice. So up to, Facebook heaven. But guys, so please comment, like, share. The more engagement I get, it's great to see. And, it's all about promoting this sport and doing our best with that. Then we've got Kenny Jackson. G'day. Hey, Kenny, thanks for tuning in, former fender bender racer. So, Kenny loves his smash-up derbies and his benders. So, Kenny, thanks for tuning in. And, with that, Robert Jordan, happy with the Storm's win. Not really. I was going for the Cowboys in the NRL Grand Final. I was going for the Adelaide Crows in the Grand Final, but Richmond smashed them, so it wasn't a successful week. But I got out on Monday, out to the Koori Knockout, which is an Aboriginal knockout competition, rugby league. Anthony the Man Mundine was playing as well. I had a number of NRL players, and the Newcastle Yowies ended up winning that. I was going for Griffith three ways, so they made the final. They had Andrew Fafita from the Sharks NRL side in there, but it didn't. It wasn't to be, and the Newcastle Yowies were too strong, proved there in the end. So thanks, Anthony Snedden, aka Crashy, for tuning in from Crashy's Photos. So keep up the good work with the photos, mate. So caught plenty of action up there. Robert Prophet, so thanks, Robert, for tuning in, former compact speedcar racer. So with that, but with the questions, keep them rolling in. We've had a lot of engagement tonight sort of thing, so really exciting. Usually it takes a couple of 10 minutes for the first question to come, so it's really awkward in those early stages, but we've had them consistently rolling in. But guys, I put up a post earlier today just thanking everyone for the support of this. This is something new, something out of my comfort zone. I'm usually just writing stories or doing Facebook updates, not actually getting in front of the camera and doing that. So this is all new to me, but the support that I've got, the encouragement, and on Saturday night at Valvoline Raceway, everyone was coming up going, love reading the videos. Toby Bilbao, the sprint car racer, who's on the sidelines at the moment, comes out and goes sick of seeing the ugly head. So that was a good joke. So it's true up. But doing these videos certainly out of my comfort zone, but the support that I'm getting better at it, getting a lot more support, and this is really going forward. So with that, so we've got some more questions coming. Great track at Grafton last Saturday night. The V8 modifieds ran three wide at times. Hats off to the track creator, Tony Powell. Heard some really great racing there. In the past, Grafton's really struggled in terms of consistency sort of thing. And it's really hurt the car counts there in the past. But it sounds like persistence has paid off for the team. And if there's great racing there, the track will be supported sort of thing. So well done, Tony Powell, and well done, Liv out to modifieds at the strong tarts of the season. Andrew Firth ended up having a great run and picked up the win. All right, so we've got another question here, Rick Walden. Can Grant Anderson win a big show this season? I've been very impressed by him over the years, especially at Warrnambool. There's no question about it. Like, Rick, Ando's been knocking on the door. It was surprising. This was his first feature race win at Valvoline Raceway. He's not won numerous down south, at Avalon and Warrnambool and that, but this was his first win at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway, and he's finished on the podium in the minor spot numerous times. So, Ando, he's ran top 4, top 5 at the Grand Daniel Classic, the Australian title. He's finished in the top 5. There's no reason to do it. He comes from a great pedigree. He's got his dad, David Anderson, and the team swinging the spanners. They've got a great setup, great resources, great bunch of sponsors, great family, and great belief. So it's all about, it proves that if you're good enough on the night, you can come from the back of the field. So, so with that, there's no doubt that Ando can do it, and he certainly made a great start to the season. And he's not focusing particularly on any series or anything like that. So he's just going to pick and choose probably these, and so he's capable of winning on any given night. And so definitely Graham Anderson is one to watch, and I think if all things go equal, we've got with that, then Endo will be right up there in the fight. So Nigel Harper, I know you talked about Pickens. Do you know of any other New Zealand drivers come over? Yeah, not in the open wheelers. We've got Dean Brindle, who's running New Zealand-based. He's basing a car over here, so he's going to be running this season or as many shows as possible at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway. So he'll be running in New Zealand at Western Springs, but then also do it. And then we got in New Zealand, we've got a versatile young lady, Kristen Vermeulen. I think that's how you say her surname. She's come over last season, ran for the Belk team. So they're out of Victoria, so that's Shane Belk and his dad. They're going to be running, and she'll be running the late model. So this year she's going to be, she's purchased the car, and she's going to be based running here in Australia with the late model flyover, and then she'll also be running back home in the super saloons back in New Zealand, so which is the equivalent of late models and super sedans over there. So she's a young, talented racer, really marketable. And lets her race and do the talking sort of thing. But really promotable young lady, and Nigel, you've obviously seen that, and she's an ambassador with Scorpion Raceway. So I've got a question here, Peter Bryant, not speedo related, but how pumped are you for Bathurst? Pete, thanks for tuning in. Pete's one of my schoolmates from back in the day. I can't believe it was 2001 when we graduated school, so 16 years ago, so a long time ago. So, Bathurst, I'm always excited about. It's probably the only supercar race, or supercar race, whatever they want to call it now, that I'm excited about. In terms of picking a winner, no, I don't really care who wins as long as it's a good race. I know that's a cliche sort of thing, but I love the support class. I do a little bit of media work for some of the support divisions and the competitors in that. So one, Cameron Creek. So he's a third generation racer. His dad, Rodney Crick. He's gonna, the late Rodney Crick, so truck racer, and also dabbled in a sprint car for one show. And his granddad, Peter Crick, was a legendary Grand National racer back in the 70s and 80s at Liverpool Speedway. So in terms of picking a winner, I'm just excited about it all. So we've got that. All right, so we've got Robert Parfitt. Any news on the big dollar midget show in Western Australia next month? I saw an advertisement the other day in terms of big dollar midget show. So I think it's $20,000 purse, something along those lines. I haven't heard too much about it, but hopefully it's well supported. I'm not sure how many drivers from over the west or the east coast will be coming over. So guys like Nathan Smee, hopefully they'll be coming up. Adam Clark, maybe Robert, you can see. I don't know whether what Clark is doing, whether he's going to be doing the midget as well or just focusing on the sprint car. So, Robert, if you could, give us an update, that'll be awesome. So then we've got here Michael Bullerman, thanks for tuning in. Reg Corbett, LA Racing Lubricants, yes, they're a great product. Peter Addo, thanks. Kathleen said to say hi. Hey, Kat, hope you're well. Kurt Luttrell with that. Thanks for tuning in, Tasmanian-based sprint car racer. Reg Corbett, he's saying Ford's going to win. Yeah, it will certainly be one to watch out. So that would be Ford. They had a 1-2-3 finish at Sandown the other weekend, and that was won by Cameron Walters, who's got a large pedigree in Speedway. He's finished fourth in last season's Australian National Modified Sedan title. He also a former late model racer. He ended up picking up a South Australian title there a couple of seasons ago at Timmis's Speedway in Mildura, Victoria, so on home soil, and he's also his dad's a well-known modified sedan racer as well. So Cameron Walters. So in terms of picking a winner, I hope it's Cameron Walters because of his Speedway connections. So, but then you've got Mark Frosty Winterbottom, who's the son of Jim Winterbottom, who's a two-time Australian sprint car champion, and Mark himself's driven the sprint car on the other occasions. So, Yeah, so we've got that. Mick Lysurf watched Rusty Hickman Easter Trial in Darwin. He should have a good season, not fighting to go high. Yeah, Rusty Hickman, so a youngster, is 17. 17. I think he'll be 18 very shortly. His last season he was injured, hurt his neck, had some time on the sidelines, but he's come back late last season to show that he hasn't lost anything. So, he's always having a crack. And some of that youthful exuberance probably needs to be tamed a little bit. So, but that's all part of the learning experience. And although this was a tragic incident, I think it's helped him with that in terms of, making him a better racer because, now he probably respects it a bit more. Not saying that he didn't before, but when sprint cars bite you, they can really bite you. And I think Rusty got that wake-up call with that. So, so we've got Jaden Barnes joined. Thanks, Jane. He's an RSA Street stock racer. Robert Prophet saying we'll be there. So that's definitely the Adam Clark will be there with the polarised racing team. I've got Jason Loft. He's the current Australian Speedway kart champion. Thanks for tuning in, Jason, and good luck for your season. I saw a photo on Facebook of you of Formula 500, so it's good to see that you're progressing with that. So I've got another Robert Jordan. I've got here, it would be cool to have a throwback paint scheme event somewhere, perhaps at Valvoline Raceway like NASCAR have, e.g. Black Magic Cars, Pizza Hut, Playboy from the 80s. Robert, that's a really good come on with the access of wraps now these days, like car wraps and that. I think that's more and more achievable. I think that would be really cool to see some of the old teams. The old teams. I think I'd be in heaven because I grew up in the 90s as a kid. So to see car, and even like looking through the old magazines and books and seeing cars from the 80s. So I reckon that'd be a brilliant idea. Whether probably a track like Valvoline Raceway would be ideal to do that, to have like sprint cars and speed cars. And with the adventures of wraps these days, so that's more and more achievable. But that'd be really cool to have like a retro night with sprint cars and speed cars. I'm not sure about the other classes, whether they would want to participate because wraps are expensive, but it would be pretty cool to one night to have something along those lines. So, that'd be cool. And that's why, like Robert suggested that. But, who knows in terms of that. We have seen in the past, like Matthew Reid done a throwback to Danny Smith, I think it was, a big wrap where he had all these past cars, so when he ran the Classic a couple of years ago. So that'd be cool. But that brings a real big smile on my face because I can just think of how happy that would be. How happy I would be personally to that, but I'm sure I wouldn't be alone in terms of that. I've got a few other people more tuning. Alex Orr, thanks for tuning in. You got to mention Kristen Vermeulen. Thanks, Kristen, for tuning in all the way from New Zealand. So ears must have been burning because I was talking about you. Dan Glinderman, for me and Watch a Race Part. So thanks, Dan, for tuning in. Keep up the great work, what you're doing. Terry Malik, Production Sedan Racer. With that, Paul O'Shaughnessy from Warrnambool. So thanks, Paul. Darren Cassidy, he's the RSA president at the moment. So, we've got just over 15 minutes to tune in. We've had a lot of engagement this night, or like tonight sort of thing. So really thanks for that. But if you want to see any of the past videos that I've done, whether that be the conversation like I've had Adam Brand a couple of weeks ago, we had Glenn Beaton on the phone. That was last weekend, or last night, sorry. So that was really well reviewed. But please leave your feedback, your comments, either good or bad. Like I'm the type of guy that's motivated more by criticism than praise. So do your best, sort of thing. Now I'm opening a can of worms. But this show is all about just talking about Speedway and just another form to actually promote the sport and the support that I've been getting from people that have been tuning in. That's great. We've got Neil Fraser who's tuned in. Thanks, Neil. You're a regular watcher. But frequently we've got just over 15 minutes. Really enjoying doing this. We're up to the 12th one now, but it only seems like yesterday because a couple of weeks ago, or earlier in the season, I was doing answering the questions. So. So we've got yeah, like I'd answer the questions, just written ones, but to do the video, we put it all together, and it's really exciting, and yeah, really enjoying it, and it's getting better and better. But please, yeah, leave your comments, your feedback. So it's all about that. We've got a question here from Anthony Snedden. Hey Dan, should see if Kristen, I'm assuming as in Vermeulen, can join the show live one night when she visits. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility, and yeah, I'll get in contact with Kristen and we can have a chat. So yeah, that'll be cool. But just to see her backgrounds and all that, I'm going to be doing a story shortly about her on the Totally Speedway website. But yeah, that'll be cool. But thanks for the comment. We've got Dean McComb, former sprint car racer from Queensland. So thanks, Dean, for tuning in. He's currently working for the Titan racing team with Mitchell G. And you guys had a really good run on Saturday night, Dean, and yeah, brought it home in the top 10. So with a car count of 50 plus cars, yeah, you guys done really well, and your experience is certainly helping Mitch go forward. So we've got Neil Fraser writes about, all good, mate, enjoy listening. Yep, no, I appreciate the support, Neil. So with that, so what we're going to have, just to recap, every fortnight we're going to be doing the conversations with myself, Daniel Powell, publisher and editor. So we're going to be doing that every fortnight, but just please let me know who you'd like to have me as a guest. Obviously, Kristen Vermeulen, if we can tee that up. If we can't do it over the live, we can do it over the phone like I did with Glenn Beaton, who's based in Warrnambool in Victoria, so it wasn't feasible for him to come up. So what we can do, I've got a speakerphone set up here as part of this workspace that I've got. We work in Pyrmont, so that's right near the CBD in Sydney. So yeah, so we can make it, regardless of where everyone is, we can do these live interviews and yeah, with that. So we've got, okay, so we've got some questions. Okay, so we've got another one here. Ben Griffin. Dan, do you have any Totally Speedway merchandise for sale, i.e. shirts, hats, etc.? That's something, if I can get the support, then by all means I'll do that. So yeah, it's just a big outlay, but just make sure that we can make it possible. So yeah, that's a possibility. If I can tee up the support, because I'd love to be pretty cool to see people with Totally Speedway around. And yeah, it's been around since we're actually funny you say that. You mentioned it. It's nearly up to 8 years that Totally Speedway. So October 2009 is when I launched Totally Speedway. So yeah, so now you mentioned that, thanks for that. Just dawned on me. I'm like, we're coming up. We've been around for 8 years now. So, and many people said at the time, and they're probably half right, Totally Speedway as a magazine, I launched it back in October 2009. They said it wouldn't last 6 months, but we last 6 years. So probably would have been longer if I didn't make some mistakes with some other business ventures that I did. But hey, I count those things as blessings, not curses or anything like that. So yeah, so we've got, but yeah, thanks for triggering my memory. Chris Stewart, Victorian-based street stock racer. Yep, so we've got that. Let's get some more questions here. We've got about just under 12 minutes, guys, so I'll do my best to answer them. So yeah, we don't want Facebook. I don't want to be pushing finish and then it's wiped and we'll have no show. So we've got Reg Corbett here from Patreon. I want to come in and be on the show with you. How do I make this happen? Reg will talk. Robert Jordan, try and get Steve Kinzer on. That would be impressive. Well, if I can tee it up and do a phone interview, then yeah, it's all possible. Obviously, time. I don't know what time it is in America. I think it's early morning. Over there, it's at 8:30, nearly 8:30 here. So it'd be probably to trying, but I'll see what I can do. Nigel's here saying I will help. Yep, Dan and get in contact with Nigel Harper. Thanks, Crushy. Yeah, I've been in contact. Yep. Adam Day saying I would order a shirt if you got them done, so that's awesome. So, yeah. Then we've got Anthony Stetten said the Totally Speedway coming. Now that's something to wait for. Yeah, so yeah, I know, especially I'll use it. I've actually got a comb, I think. Just bear with me. I think I'm just checking my work bag here. I'm just checking. I hope it's still here. So this is, where is this? Yeah, here it is. Got it. I've officially got a comb which I was given to. It was in my work bag. So as you can see, if I missed a spot, I've got to do a comb over. Can you actually see this, or the camera's not that best? So I've got to update my camera with that. So but I'll do the beard because it's actually gonna do that. So yeah. So this is the Totally Speedway comb. So yeah. So as you can see, I'll do it for the beard because the hair, I don't have much up top. So yeah. So Crashy, here is the first Totally Speedway comb. So with that, so yeah. So be careful. Sometimes Crashy, be careful what you wish for. So yeah, we've got the comb. I'll write Totally Speedway on it. So yeah, with that. So that's good. We've got Chris Stewart. What happened with all the New South Wales SSA titles, mate? Do you know? I was chatting to a representative from there, Benny Taylor, last week. Yeah, in regards to that. Yeah, so yeah, they wiped all the titles. They wasn't feasible, I don't think, for a lot of them. A lot of people weren't happy about it, so they've wiped the slate clean and they're going to read it, which doesn't really help them in a way because it's so late in the season. But if the members aren't going to support it and are going to be jumping up and down, then they've got to do what they've got to do. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now because all the tracks are setting their date. They've set their dates. They've set, everyone's committed. So to be wiping it, but yeah, it's not ideal. So yeah, hopefully that can be sorted out. Yeah, Chris, and yeah, it'd be good because you obviously supported it last year. Dan Cassidy writing here. I would love to come on your show, put to bed the RSA, SSA misinformation. Darren will talk. We can go from there. Yeah, so with that. So just trying to get some more questions. Sorry, we got all the questions. Blake Doyle, thanks for tuning in. Reg Corbett, you muppet. Anthony said, would you reckon Darren would be good to RSA versus to clear things up? Yep, that's something that, yeah, if we can make that happen. See, Crashy? So we've got, thanks tonight, thanks guys. So just going there with that. David Dixon, we were just talking about your early Dicko with Sean debuting in your car. So yeah, Sean Dobson, good luck, Dicko, and thanks, even though you've moved on with Essendon Ford now, you sold that, but thanks for all you do for the support and giving drivers opportunities and also supporting through Essendon Ford. And it's good to see that you're still involved in some capacity as a car owner because you're very much appreciated. You've certainly helped raise the bar and your professionalism is certainly welcomed and support of this sport. So thanks, Dicko, for tuning in. Jack Ramsdale. So yeah, so we've got about 7 minutes now. So if you've got some other questions, by all means, please answer. I'll ask them and I'll do my best to answer. Sorry, just engaging with everyone here. But tonight's been really good, guys. So a lot of engagement, a lot of questions, and yeah, I really enjoy doing this. It'd be pretty boring if we only had a couple of people tuning in, but we've actually got a whole lot of people tuning in. We can have some banter too. I bet Ed Crashy didn't think that I would have a comb handy. So we've got with that. And thanks, yeah, we've got Jack Ramsdale, we've got Chris McKinnery. Sorry, Chris, I was chatting to you about, earlier, talking about you, yeah, and your unfortunate crash with the tire walls. So yeah, it was unfortunate, but glad to see you're okay, and hopefully there wasn't too much damage to your car, and you come back in the coming weeks. So yeah, Chris, you've done really well in the sprint cars so far after coming out of wingless. So yeah, so we've got here, we've got a question here from Robert Jordan. What is going on with these start regos where numbers can be duplicated? State regos where numbers go, e.g. NE and NES. May as well get rid of the state and go free for all like the US. Robert, I think, yeah, the state prefix is good because they got rid of the ACT club that's been disbanded. So now you've got New South Wales and then you've got NS, which I think is New South, I'm assuming. So New South Wales. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what those prefixes stand for. yeah, so I think in terms of like at Valvoline Raceway on Saturday night, there was numerous number 22s. Yeah, so we've got to do what we're going to do. Is it might be confusing out there for the cars. It's confusing for me. I was like, oh, who's running what? And especially when you're looking at the board for the grids, you're like, oh, which one's that? Oh, it's N35, not NS35. So, yeah, I think what they're doing is probably the best for the situation. We can't go to like the US and have 100 number ones and have 999 as a number. Like, that's stupid. So I think what we've got now, but even with the wingless, like in New South Wales, we've got a lot of cars there and they've had to go into the different numbers. So, yeah, what's that? Anthony McLean missed it. Now, Anthony, you can still tune in. Even though you miss it live, it's still, you're able to view it later. So don't fret in terms of thinking that you missed it. So yeah, we started right at 7:30, but you can watch this, go to our Facebook page and you can go to the video section. You can also, we upload these in the coming weeks to our YouTube channel. So we've just started with that. I've got one of my workers currently doing that, so a lot of work goes into getting that up. So Anthony, by all means, yeah, don't fret if you miss it because you can watch it in replays. So I've got that. Grant Cullinger, Victorian-based MP National Racer. Thanks, Grant, for tuning in. We've just got a couple more minutes now. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. This has probably been one of our best. Hopefully Facebook doesn't delete it. So hopefully, but if I stay under the 1 hour mark, then I should be safe. So yeah, so we've got that. But yeah, what we've got coming up, so we'll have the weekend preview on Friday afternoon. So that's been well supported. It's only going to get bigger as we get more sort of things. So people are getting used to seeing my face and seeing what we're doing regularly here. But yeah, it's all about, testing the boundaries and really pushing the sport forward. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm doing this, really enjoying it. So we'll have that around 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. We'll be doing that. Then we've got, after that we will have the weekend review. So we'll be doing that probably Sunday. And so we'll be doing that, talking about all the results, promoting all the tracks. It's really exciting. Fair bit of work goes in there because you've got to prep and get all the results. But yeah, it's all worth it. Ben Griffin here, so we've got, if you stuff it up again, we can come back tomorrow night. That's a win-win. So I definitely don't want to be doing that. We've had a really good night tonight, so don't jinx me, Ben. So thanks, Matt Thomas, for tuning in. Sydney-based sprint car driver, Western Australian-based sprint car driver Andrew Perolo has just checked in. So yeah, thanks, guys. But thanks once again for tuning in, everyone. Really enjoying the support. I better tune out now before Facebook deletes it. So we're just under the hour now, but I'll be back same time next week. That'll be 7:30 on Wednesday. But if you missed the show or don't see it live, don't fret. You can watch this. You can watch the replays. You can go to our video section and go on our YouTube channel and see everything there as well. So yeah, just because you miss it live doesn't mean that you're not able to see it. You can watch the replay. So thanks, guys, once again for tuning in. Really appreciate the support. Everyone's going, yeah, it's been overwhelming. We've had a really good night tonight with consistently 30 people tuning in at one time. So that's pretty awesome. So thanks, with that. Chris McKenna, cheers, mate. We'll be back next weekend. It's awesome to see Chris. So thanks for checking in. It's appreciated. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday afternoon for the weekend previews, Sunday morning for the weekend review, and then Conversations will have a break. That'll be back in a fortnight, and we'll have the Q&A live once again this time at 7:30 next week. So, all right, guys, thanks once again for tuning in. Have a good rest of the weekend. Good luck to everyone on the weekend. See ya. Bye.